Good day, SPARTANWILLY here, and welcome back to our Aston Martin Motorsport Manager F1 2021 Manager Mod save. Alright, so last time we had Circuit Americas, that was an hour ago. This is the second video of our 500 sub celebration. I know it's a bit delayed, but I got around to it eventually. So I'm on 510 now, so if you haven't already, road to 1,000 started, so hit subscribe down below, but I'm sure you're already subscribed if you're this deep into the series. Leave a like on the video if you're enjoying the series as well, helps videos out a lot. And yeah, leave any feedback down in the comments as well. But Mexico City today, suspension is not for this year and it's not for this weekend either. So no new parts were developed before Mexico. Maybe we can do a bit of improving, but probably all reliability because we've done all the performance on this year's car. We're probably working on next year's engine, actually getting it up to a full sort of performance. But yeah, hopefully we can back up, continue Russell's streak and get another step closer to the title here with Aston Martin. But yeah, I'll see ya for Mexico City prep. Alright, so not a lot happened in the 3 days, but there was this article, will the F1 remove the free choice of tyre compound? So this would remove a major strategic element. So we could lose a lot of advantage by going in softs if this vote goes through. I'm not really sure how. I mean, would they just set everyone's compounds what they get? Which could be interesting, to be honest, because we could probably still like sort of make strategies. Because if they just say, yeah, you get 5 of this tyre, 5 of this tyre, and 5 of this tyre, then we don't use that many sets of tires. It just means you have to be smarter with it. So I don't know. I don't really know what this rule means exactly. I'll probably still vote against it or abstain. I'm not going to vote for it. But yeah, we'll deal with whatever happens anyway. But yeah, not much happened in the 3 days. We're just working on the engine next year, like I said we would. Hopefully suspension's done by next time out, so we can start working on that as well. And yeah, I'll see you for Q3. Oh, also, I forgot to mention this last episode, but we got double prize bonus pool here because it was a home race for Cognizant. I think that's how you pronounce it. But as you're there, some of our sponsors are actually expiring, so we've got to go and get some new sponsors on the grid for next season, maybe. Yeah, we will, I think, because maybe Hitachi will carry over because we signed that in this series. So yeah. Yeah, I'll see you for Q3. It's going to be heavy rain in qualifying, so very interesting, and it'll probably sneak into the race as well. Q3 time at Mexico City, and if you remember last time out, we actually did struggle with these two races. They're the same track, different layout slightly, so Mexico City and Interlagos at Brazil. So hopefully we have a better time out this season. Would be great. We can actually send the boys out now. Will we get 3 runs in? Maybe not now that I've gone ahead 20 seconds, but we'll send the boys out now because by the time they're on their flying lap, it will stop raining, so that is all good. We'll send them out. And as I said there, no Ilott again and no Max Verstappen. Both out in Q1, a bit of rain, and they dropped the ball a little bit. I think Hamilton was pretty close as well. I could be wrong. I remember seeing him quite far down the order, so he would have been even further down because Ilott was comfortably out, and then at the end he was out. So comfortably in, I should say. But maybe we send him out now, or do we risk? Do we risk it? Yeah, I think they'll get back in time for a third run, because obviously if we send them out now and they don't get a third run, they don't get the maximal trap grip that everyone else will get. But I think they'll make it back in time. Hamilton had a shocking first lap anyway. He was out in the inters. I don't know why he's done that then, but yeah, anyway. So it's the in lap now. Set another lap and hopefully makes it back in time. Come on, Russell. Gun it on the in lap a little bit. Yep, that's alright. He'll make it easily. Hopefully Stroll makes it as well. Send him straight back out for a third run. Oh, wait, no. I was going to send him out in the softs. Ah, I forgot. Okay, well, we'll send Stroll out in the softs anyway. I forgot to use the Marcy strategy. You get a strategy named after you, Marcy. It was that good of a strategy last time out. Hopefully, it can replicate the results here. So, it'd be great if we could use it to jump above Ricardo with Stroll. He improves in the first sector, improves in the second sector, and he drops to 5th. Okay. I don't know how that works. Ricardo improved as well. That would be it. But Ricardo seems he's got a bit of pace there. But we're on pole with Russell, which is something a bit different. I feel like we never get the pole, so hopefully it's not a bad omen for the race. But actually, Ilott dead last in Q1. Lando Norris went out as well, a bit disappointing to see. But yeah, quite interesting grid there. One team, one drive from each team in the top 4. Then our boy Perez, Red Bull on the downward spiral, of course. Let's go into the race here. Williams meant Q3, but didn't do much of an effect really. All right, race day at Mexico City. Let's hope we can convert this pole to Russell's 4th win in a row. That would be perfect. Of course, we qualified on the softs in Q2, so we get to use them at the start of this race. And there is actually going to be a bit of rain there. Okay, so we're going to do a double soft run, and that will turn into a inters run afterwards. I believe that is the strategy. So 2 stops under the, oh no, 1 stop, sorry, under the slick conditions, and then we can stop right at the end for inches. But hopefully Russell gets another good start like last week. If not, come on. It's a great start, and he's away already. Beautiful stuff from Russell there. You got to respect that. And hopefully he can just pull away from Hamilton. Look at that. Stroll's dropped back, but we're not looking at Stroll at the moment. Come on. Yeah, what a start from Russell. Lovely stuff. How's Ilott going? Ilott's already into 11th. See, probably will look at overtaking our boy Stroll soon. No, he's up in 5th now. But Verstappen still unable to really make much of an effect there. He's down in 18th with Bottas and Mazepin. That hurts. Not that Bottas is in the Williams, but good start from Russell. Couldn't have gone much better, to be honest, unless he crashes the wall now. Fastest lap from Russell, and hopefully Russell just pulls away. Maybe we're right on board with Stroll here, who's in the midst of a bit of a fight here. Make sure to look after the tyres, boys. Don't want them overheating and cooking while they're driving, but 3 seconds of Ricardo, 3 seconds off Leclerc. That's getting bigger though. So we seem to be fighting Ricardo a lot with Stroll, which is quite interesting. But Ilott Verstappen make the way up the grid. We could have another 1, 3, 2, 4 finish here, to be honest, but hopefully not. Hopefully it's a worse result for them. Is that rain? It looked like rain for a second. We're zooming through this race here, looking after these tyres really well, which is great to see. Lance Stroll's overtaken Hamilton, good to see, but I mean, it's just because he stopped. Now, if we pit him now, what lap does the rain kick in exactly? Around lap 56, so it'll be about, we'll say, what, 30... no, we're going to go a couple more laps. No, we're not going to make it to that stint anyway, I don't think, but we'll give it our best shot. We're going to try and get the tyres in temperature, though. So, yeah, Russell, come on, mate, pull away from Stroll as much as possible, which is great. We're going to try and keep Stroll on the track to try and slow down Hamilton as much as possible. But we don't want to compromise his race too much. But to have put a roadblock in front of Hamilton would be great. I know, we're going to pit him. Oh, we'll let him fight Hamilton a little bit, just to slow him down a little bit. We don't want to compromise Stroll's race, like I said, though. Yeah, your lap times are slow. I know, you're right. We'll pit you. It's not fair. It's not fair to sacrifice your race, especially in a championship. But, for our championship, he did a good job there, holding up Hamilton a little bit. And he'll come out behind Verstappen. I don't know if that's because we were trying to do some funny business, but, auto off. Pit, chuck on the sauce. I think we get past Verstappen anyway. He's on medium, so chuck that there and use as much battery around the track as possible. And let's see where we come out. 9 seconds in front of Hamilton. Brilliant. 10 seconds now. So yeah, hopefully we can. His tires are much more degraded than ours, so he'll definitely pit again. We're pitting again for the wet period anyway. But hopefully we can see Stroll get past Verstappen pretty early here. It would be great. Because Verstappen's not in a fast car and he's on a harder compound and more worn tyres, so it makes sense we get past him pretty soon. I don't think it's going to be a podium today for Stroll because Leclerc's in the race. We sort of had Leclerc drop all the way out. Ilott's crashed. I missed that completely. Massive for the championship there. Ilott is out. Ilott has been terrible for Mercedes this season, to be honest. Yeah, he just hasn't had the impact. But to be fair, they are probably favouring Hamilton with car parts and strategy, so you know, it's not an easy job, that second seat at Mercedes, but yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in the off-season. And Verstappen's mediums aren't even going to make it to the wet period, so he's absolutely smashed them into the ground. To be fair, the tyre wear on this track is brutal. We discovered that last season. It caught me a bit off guard. But everyone's on the super softs now, so that's interesting. I don't think the super softs will make it all the way either, so I think Leclerc might have killed his race there. I think he would do very well to get the super softs the last 20 laps. Yeah, they won't last 20 laps, so they've killed their race, so we could be on for a podium. Very interesting. That's why we just stick to the soft tyres, boys. The soft tyres are where it's at. For sure. But we're going to go one more lap with Stroll, and then I'm going to bring him in for his third set of soft tyres. Yeah, again, tyre wear on this track is bizarre. It's quite insane. But use as much of it as possible. The battery and auto on. Go back out there and do bits. Now, how's Russell going? Hamilton's boxed and his tyre's almost half dead. I missed him box and his tyre's already half dead, so that is quite interesting. That shows you the tyre deg on this circuit. He wouldn't have done it much soon after, much time after Leclerc did it though, because his tyre's about the same. Leclerc's going to have to come into the pits again and go on another set of super softs. And we will take his podium very nicely, but I mean, he's on another set of super softs, so he'll probably get past pretty quickly, but You know, it's nice to be up here. It's giving us a bit of a sniff there, to be honest. Oh, no. And I've completely forgot it's Pit Russell, but I think it'll be fine. He's about 30 seconds ahead, so he should come out in front quite comfortably. Auto off, use much better. Quick, use battery, use battery. Oh, no, we're nowhere near the start finish straight. It's alright. I thought we were going to destroy his bloody battery for a second there, but you need it. Oh, auto's off. Far out. My bad. How do I always forget that? Always. I'm a forgetful person apparently when it comes to ERS charge, but we only just pitted Russell and the rain's already about to start coming down, but those tyres would have lost so much time. But the rain's coming down. People are starting to switch to inters. I still think it's a bit early. I don't think there's enough water on the track quite yet. But oh, I still don't think that's a lot of water on the track. We're gonna see what Hamilton does because we want to maximize every second for sure. Now he wants to come in. That's fine. Yeah, you can come in now. Recharge that battery as well. Lots of pit stops. Quite a you have to be quite switched on this race, don't I? But attack, use as much of everything as you can. Stroll's sort of got to save some petrol though. He's going well over on the old petrol front, but we can work on that after the pit stop. Where is he? Use more battery, mate. Use as much battery as possible. Oh, did he use enough battery? He did just. Holy crap. Holy, he's got 100% now. So yeah, hybrid, save some petrol. Oh, that was close. I started to panic there for a second. Auto's on, yeah, he's already doing hybrid. Alright, so we're going to come out 36 seconds to run Hamilton. So I had a bit of a heart attack moment. I mean, it's only a ARS for the last 10 laps, so it wouldn't matter too much, but still, you don't want to do any mistakes. We're going to sort of take control of this. Yeah, go easy on him then. But, I mean, there's 12 laps to go, so you should be able to get these tyres quite comfortably through to the end of the race. And Russell, 37 seconds in front of Hamilton. Hopefully, it's all about Stroll now, really. And this result is massive for the championship. If we can hold this result and another double podium, we are looking very good for the championship, if in all honesty. Look to get those tyres back in optimal range. You don't need to keep hybriding. Lewis Hamilton has crashed out. Massive. First DNF, I think, the entire series, and both Mercedes are out. That could hand both championships to us. Look at that. It's both Mercedes in the garage. That is a nightmare race. How are they still getting 4 points? Oh, because he hasn't dropped completely out. But wow. That could have just done it. That could have made Russell world champion here in Mexico. Oh, that tire looked like I had a puncture there. Russell world champion and us team champion. So that is massive result for us. If we can just get both our drivers to the end with a 1-2, it'd be perfect. Yeah, wow. Okay, and auto's off for Russell, that's fine. He's so far in front, it doesn't even matter. Whew. Yeah, fuel's fine. I'm like really trying to make sure we get to the end of this race now. Leclerc's nowhere to be seen, hopefully. Can't keep pushing the tyres. Conserve it then, mate. Conserve it. Just make sure you get to the end of this race. Don't do anything silly. We're going to ride on board Russell. He's going to come home for his 13th win of the season. The final lap starts now. 13th win of the season. 4th win in a row. George Russell. In a day that Mercedes dropped the ball big time, we will get a 1-2 finish. George Russell crosses the line in the Mexico City GP and takes a massive step towards his first Drivers' Championship. Lance Stroll has had a great race today, has to be said. A fantastic race. And to be honest, when the injury happens, I was looking at replacing him. But Lance Stroll is doing bits in the second driver coming to the end of the season. Wow, okay. In a P2, Lance Stroll will come across the line. Fantastic job, mate, today. Decent race. 1-2. 44 points to Mercedes, 0 today. Wow. That cannot be... Oh, and blue flag achievement. What achievement that's for? I'll check that after. I'm quite interested in that. I'll check it now with you. Hang on. Win a race by over a minute. Nice. Alright, George Russell. If you did, I don't know if it came up on the screen, but I got an achievement called blue flag, and it's to win a race by over a minute. Scrutineering. That's because Hamilton crashed out. Daniel Ricciardo gets a penalty. That's disappointing. So that's how he got all that performance is cheating. And look at those two DNFs. That is fantastic. I lot start for the back of the grid, finish back of the grid as well. Interesting. Fastest lap as well, just for insult to injury. Where's the confetti? And look at that. We said last episode next season is on the second step. Little did I know I meant next race. Max Verstappen on the third step. Very interesting in the off season for Max Verstappen. About 31 points to Lewis now. I thought he threw it away with all those DNFs, but then Hamilton DNF'd, which is something you don't see every day. But yeah, that was quite a hectic Mexico City Grand Prix. Lots of pit stops and 2 really important crashes. All right, so yeah, it's first time in a while I think we've won the qualifying battle and then converted that to a race win. So except interview, your 2 fighters were fighting away for the front there. Any thoughts giving? No, never. I mean, they were a minute away from each other, but you failed to recognize that. But yeah, no, I never crossed my mind to give team orders. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine trying to explain that one to Russell. Just slow down for a minute and let Stroll pass. But yeah, what a race. I'm still on a high from that one. But 2 days and 23 hours, well before Interlagos, but of course it's for next year anyway. But that is the standings as things stand. Quite exciting, really. 4 races to go, 142-point difference. So what's the mathematical amount of points they can get from each race? If we DNF and they get fastest lap, and let's quickly open the calculator here. 26 plus, I mean, I just want to make sure I get it right. So 44 times 4, 176. So next race we could secure the title for constructors. So that is quite exciting. Yeah, if we just quickly do this as well. Yeah, so wow, massive there. Next, if we can just get more points than the next race, we win the title. Quite exciting. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video episode. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Leave a like if you did, helps videos out a lot. Subscribe if you're not already, but I'm sure you already are. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.